Parents who have disowned or genuinely stopped loving your child. What happened? My mom and her sister Wendy were both adopted into the family long before I was born. My grandparents were good people, solid, dependable, the kind who showed up for school plays and sent birthday cards with perfect handwriting. They weren't wealthy, but they worked hard and gave those girls a stable home, something neither of them had before. Wendy always had a bit of a shadow around her. She moved through life like someone owed her something. It wasn't always overt, more like a constant hum underneath everything she did. Little lies, stories that didn't add up, the way money always seemed to disappear when she was around. But still, my grandparents never gave up on her. Even after she drifted in and out of rehab, even after she'd stolen from them once before, they always let her back in. My mom used to say that they kept hoping that one day she'd come around and stay that way. When my grandfather got sick, really sick, we all flew in. It was clear right away that this was it, his final week. We were all there. My mom, my uncles, the grandkids, the cousins. Everyone tried to make peace with what was coming. My grandmother, whose memory had already been slipping since her brain hemorrhage a few years earlier, was overwhelmed but still lucid enough to understand what was happening. Wendy showed up with nothing but a duffel bag and a fake smile. She hugged everyone, cried louder than anyone at the hospital, and told stories like she hadn't disappeared for the last 3 years. My grandmother, still soft-hearted even through the fog, let her stay at the house without question. No one objected. Not then. It took maybe 3 days before everything started to unravel. Wendy asked to borrow my grandmother's ATM card to get groceries. That was the story. What really happened was she withdrew over $1,000, booked herself a motel room, and went on a mini shopping spree. We know because my cousin tracked the charges: gas stations, a liquor store, some department store purchases, and the motel. She didn't even try to hide it. Then she tried to take the car, claimed my grandmother said she could borrow it. My uncles caught her walking down the driveway with the keys, and the look on her face wasn't shame or regret. It was annoyance, like we were the ones out of line for stopping her. She vanished the next day, didn't show up at the hospital again, didn't call, didn't come to the funeral. We buried my grandfather on a gray morning that felt quieter than it should have. My grandmother sat between her sons, gripping tissues and whispering to herself. Afterward, she told my mom she needed to talk to a lawyer. She wrote Wendy out of the will. She made it clear that if anything happened to her, Wendy was to receive nothing. No property, no share of the estate, nothing sentimental. She didn't want to press charges over the theft. She said it would take too much time and energy, and she was already too tired. She just wanted it over. One of my uncles, I'm not sure which, called Wendy after everything settled. No one will tell me what was said, but I don't think she'll be coming back. Not while Grandma's still alive anyway. We don't talk about Wendy much now. When we do, it's quiet, brief. My grandmother sometimes forgets things, where she put the remote, whether she took her medication, but she doesn't forget what Wendy did. That betrayal stuck. It aged her in ways even my grandfather's death did. I think she finally let go of the idea that Wendy would change. And maybe that's the saddest part. Not the money, not the car, but the moment when a mother looks at her daughter and knows, really knows, there's no coming back from what's been done. Wendy stopped being part of the family that week, and no one, not even Grandma, has asked for her since.